walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Please welcome Roblox Head of Community Operations, Lauren Freeman.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Wow. Just wow. Looking out at you all. This is my first RDC in person. This is so exciting. It's really great to be here. I'm Lauren. I'm part of the developer relations team at Roblox, and I'm here to welcome you to the 7th annual RDC Game Jam. We've been hosting the Game Jam since 2016, and every year our developer community tells us just how much they love this event. And what's not to love? It is such a great way to celebrate the creativity of this community, and this year definitely did not disappoint. I had the honor of being one of the judges of the Game Jam this year, and we had a blast playing the games. It was actually a very difficult decision. There were so many good options to choose from. The theme of this year's Game Jam was the road ahead. There's an art to choosing a Game Jam theme. You want to make it kind of part art, part science, part poetry. Choose a theme that'll inspire creativity, but will also be ripe for different interpretations. And again, this year did not disappoint. There were so many different interpretations of what the road ahead meant to our developers. Some were funny, some were scary. We've got some video to show you. You'll see what I'm talking about, and I hope it doesn't disappoint. For those of you who aren't aware, the Game Jam took place the weekend of August 27th, and our developers had no more than 24 hours to submit their experience after we announced the theme. A few fun facts before we get started. We had 64 teams this year, and that represented 224 participants. We had developers participant from the United States, from Canada, from Ireland, and the United Kingdom, and elsewhere in the world. We had one team that I hear drank an entire gallon of root beer to stay awake, which makes my stomach churn just thinking about it, but each to their own. And we had, even though it was a very short amount of time, we had a developer do original musical composition. We had a number of developers use live video animation and custom rigged characters. So that was pretty impressive. Apparently, one team came up with their idea in less than 10 minutes, and I was talking to another team outside. They said it took them about 15 minutes, so that is pretty speedy creativity. Hats off to y'all. And lastly, we had one team that discovered in our music catalog there was a song called A Road Ahead. Funny, that's the theme of the game jam, and they integrated it in their game. All right, the categories for this year's awards are Best Use of Theme, Excellence in Visual Art, Most Creative Gameplay, Outstanding Use of Roblox Tech, and of course, the Best in Show. We're going to play some videos for you so you can see what we're talking about. Our first finalist is Corrupted Road by No Sleeping Here.
A beautiful village surrounded by a scenic forest, bustling with activity from people and wildlife. Suddenly, an unexplained event occurs that turns all of your beloved friends and family to stone. For some reason, you were spared, but now you need to find the answers. Welcome to Corrupted Road. Hi, my name is Kyle Crimson Force, and I was one of the programmers for this 2022 Game Jam project. Our team had a unique take on the presented theme, the road ahead, interpreting it literally, while also making sure to incorporate a lot of figurative elements into it. The Corrupted Road isn't just a physical road, it's a mental and emotional journey in which the player has to find answers in a dark, unforgiving forest in order to save the world.
Hi, my name is Hart, and I worked on the 3D modeling and building of the game. Our team did a great job at forming a creative and unique world within this experience, especially when it comes to the artistic style. One of the unique parts of our game is the sudden change of environment, which feels like it takes you to a whole different world than you initially spawned in. We created and designed our own monster, concepted by Nar and 3D modeled by myself. This monster can be seen in combat near the start of the journey, and has a lively statue taking the form of the final boss at the very end. We also created custom gems, crystals, and floating rock formations which are able to be interacted with throughout the path.
Hi, my name is Nara and I did the concept art and worked on terrain for our game. Visually, we wanted to create an interesting and mysterious environment for the players. At the start of the game, the color palette is warm and our shape language is soft and circular to give off a welcoming feel. The deeper you progress in the game, the color palette shifts to purple and red to set the tone of the game, and the shapes get sharper and more triangular. We also use hand-painted textures for our plants and trees, which have two different colors for the village and the corrupted forest.
Hi, my name is Scriptide, and I was one of the programmers on this project. Our game excels in the gameplay category with the bow. The player is introduced to this mechanic through the guard battle. The mechanic is really put into use, however, during the final boss battle. The player must quickly find the correct crystal and shoot at it with enough power to reach it. If they miss or hit the wrong crystal, all of the crystals fall on them and the players must dodge or get damaged. Alongside the action-based challenges, our game has puzzles to solve as well. After the guard battle, they must navigate to a recognizably shaped puzzle and look around the surrounding areas for clues on how to solve the puzzle. After that, they come to a bridge area and must find glowing crystals nearby to raise the bridge and cross. Finally, they come to the entrance of the boss room where they must match the crystals to a specific color that is hinted at on the wall.
Our game showcases a unique combination of classic visual effects with some of Roblox's newest cutting-edge visual technology. When creating this project, we made sure to include things such as future lighting, custom materials for our terrain and trees, PBR on our custom models, and even mesh deformation created by our animator corpse in order to animate our custom characters. Overall, we had a blast creating Corrupted Road within 24 hours. We thank you for this opportunity, and we hope you enjoy.
Our next game is Outlook by 3 Days, 1 Shirt.
Welcome to Outlook, a journey in which you must look within yourself to find the keys to a better road ahead. The phrase "a road ahead" has both literal and metaphorical interpretations, which we wanted to incorporate within our game. The literal aspect is shown through the 3 distinct sections found within the world of Outlook: District 7, the Shopping District, and City Sprawl Border. These areas gradually show progression from chaos and disaster to peace and tranquility.
Outlook also demonstrates the road ahead metaphorically, through visuals and ambience. When designing the world, we want it to leave the player with a vision of hope for the future, a better road ahead. Starting in an environment that is desolate, empty, and bleak, full of forgotten advertisements and the remnants of a society, the player will slowly make the transition from the broken down District 7 to the bright and shining Shopping District, where the flashing neon signs illuminate a vast and vacant square. It feels busy, but at the same time empty and overwhelming. Once the player accesses the City Sprawl Border, free of the towering buildings and overwhelming atmosphere, the sun suddenly rises and the player can feel a sense of peace as they see a brighter road ahead of them, found from looking within themselves, literally.
Outlook's unique perspective mechanic was created by using Roblox's new highlight instances, layering one on top of another to create patterns from transparent objects and platforms. Collection service tags and attributes are used to control what instances a player can see at any given time.
The gameplay of Outlook engages the players through puzzles and parkour. To advance within each section of the game, the player must find 3 keys to unlock the gates that guard each zone. These keys can only be collected by building the road ahead, looking within your character. These obstacles can vary between hidden staircases, pathways, and platforms that can only be seen through your newfound ability to reveal objects found within yourself. We wanted our experience to be something that you have not seen before. When's the last time you made an obby by looking into your heart? I don't remember finding staircases when I last looked in the mirror. And this was Outlook. We hope you enjoyed our outlook on the road ahead. And though the road ahead may seem bleak, remember that beauty and joy may always be found.
All right, up next, for those of you who get spooked early or easy, please shut your eyes or hide under the table. Let's see Halls by Deadlight Games.
Halls is an intense, fast-paced horror game that relies on how fast you can type. While walking down an ominous hall, you will have to stop at each door and type a word prompt and spell your word correctly. You must be careful though. To win, you will need a combination of quickness and accuracy. Fail at either of these, and something from behind your current door starts trying to get through, all while you're being followed. If you continue with less than 100% accuracy on your word prompts, you will fail. Making a game with restricted movement is usually something that we try to stray away from. However, with only having 2 controls, we believe that it creates a thrilling experience. Adding to the fear factor, we decided to detach the jaw from the monster, and we made his teeth chatter when he gets close to you. On top of this, an eerie sound gets louder and louder as the monster gets closer. Not only that, when turning around, if the monster is near, the room becomes completely silent, and the lights will turn off. The things you should not do in halls featuring horse. Number 1, staring at the hall monster. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Number 2, typing inaccurately. Number 3, going too slow. The core loop is simple. Type, move ahead, look back. The monster behind you provides a constant feeling of suspense and anxiety, considering you're looking forward most of the time. The feeling of not knowing how fast the monster is moving or where it is exemplifies that fear factor, especially during higher levels when 2 to 3 word prompts are required to move forward. Looking backwards is also more than just an informational control. It also will temporarily stop the monster from moving, which is important when trying to reach high levels. Upon reaching level 75, you will then escape through the elevator, bringing the game to a close.
All right, up next, we'll lighten things up a little bit, and let's take a look at Journey of the Spirit by Team White Sand.
What's up, RDC? We're Team White Sand. For the RDC Game Jam this year, we made a game called Journey of the Spirit. In Journey of the Spirit, you assume the role of a lone and wandering spirit. You don't know who you are, where you are, or what you're doing, but something calls to you from the top of the mountain, something mystical. You must journey forward. As you find your way, you'll repair the broken road that lies ahead of you in order to guide the crystal's light up the mountain and restore life back to the world. Throughout your journey, you'll explore gorgeous hand-sculpted environments and meet various characters called wisps that live on the mountain and add context to your adventure. When planning out the game's structure, we knew right from the start that we wanted to deliver a simple yet challenging puzzle game with a cozy, ambient, and intimate atmosphere. We looked to games such as The Witness, A Short Hike, and the Ori and the Blind Forest series for inspiration and reference on our puzzle design, atmosphere, and art direction. Our core puzzle mechanic, featuring road tiles, evolved from a concept we came up with early in the game jam, where the player would explore lush, lively forests in search of large tiles to build the road ahead of them that would bring the world around them to life. However, we felt this was too much to deliver on for a 24-hour game jam and refined it down to the tile mechanic you see in the final game. The simplicity of this mechanic was crucial, as we wanted it to be easy to pick up and learn without a single line of instructional dialogue. On the back end, the puzzle mechanic is what you see is what you get, where we made it so if the puzzle looked correct in studio, it functioned that way in game. This meant the pieces could be simply cloned around as we worked, oriented to fit the terrain, or even completely reshaped to provide points of interest like the wheel puzzle. This also helped contribute to the toy-like feel of the puzzles, where you can't really make a mistake and you're encouraged to try things until they work, hopefully sometimes with surprising results. The game's moody twilight look and rich lighting was made possible by the new PBR material systems and future lighting. We used the new particle flipbook feature for a few of the visual effects, and the new highlighting technology is featured throughout the core puzzle mechanic. As you travel through each area, we use variations of our materials, particle systems such as snow, fireflies, and falling leaves, and a dynamic score to really sell you on a sense of motion and adventure. In places, restoring power also causes the world to modify and grow, with trees, flowers, and bushes sprouting from the earth or shrinking back down. The journey also features opening and ending animated cutscenes to really help provide a satisfying and cathartic conclusion. We had so much fun making this game in just 24 hours, and are honored to have made it into the top 10 finalists. We can't wait for you all to experience this lovingly crafted world and find what awaits on the road ahead.
And now we have The Odyssey of Mr. Road and Friends by Team Baguette.
Bonjour RDC! This is Team Baguette, and we are proud to present our contribution to this year's RDC Game Jam.
We are proud to present The Odyssey of Mr. Road and Friends, a game we made together with love.
This experience is a wacky co-op adventure where you have to switch character or combine their utility to solve puzzles together.
The map has 7 levels. Each one of them introduces a new gameplay feature to the players: the road, the stomp, the roll, and the good smell of fresh baguette. The gameplay is coming together like clockwork thanks to our wonderful level design and puzzles. It is exclusively made to be played with Mr. Road and Friends.
Our characters features their own animation for their walk, idle, jump, and ability. The accessories that are on top of your avatar will also display and take part of the custom rig. And the final touch, the use of dynamic heads. These adorable geometry beings can now display the satisfaction of being alive.
For the originality and creativity category, we went all out on creating the wackiest characters possible. Have you ever seen a game on Roblox with a baguette as a playable character?
In the game, you need to solve puzzles to move forward. The game gives you multiple characters with their very own abilities. By combining these abilities, you can find solutions to this puzzle. The game is extremely simple. You can move around, jump, or use the character's ability. This is a plus to the game as it doesn't require the players to have multiple years inside the gaming space to understand the game. And it's always more fun when you share this experience with a friend.
In order to deliver the best visual experience, given the time constraints, we decided to take advantage of the new materials of 2022, as well as a few custom-made ones. We kept the unique blocky aesthetics of Roblox for the characters and the map, with the extra details of the PBR rendering capabilities that the new engine can give us. To create the mood we needed, we implemented the sound design into the level design, all sprinkled with particles and beams effects to make the experience richer.
Now, a few words about our interpretation of the theme. First of all, the player has to go through a literal road filled with puzzles. But there's also clever wordplay on the theme that inspired our main game mechanic. In The Road Ahead, there's the word road and the word head. So what if your head became the road? And this is how we came up with the idea for our main character, Mr. Road, who has, well, a piece of road as their head. This was Team Baguette, and we hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Our next finalist is Evie by Upstream.
Hello, my name is Mahail, and this is Upstream's 2022 Game Jam project. We wanted to create a fun yet immersive experience that has yet to be seen on the Roblox platform. Our experience explores the story of the lost robot Evie who needs some help going home. Players help Evie by figuring out puzzles, exploring maps, and playing fun obstacle courses. The experience features 3 different realms. The Fairy Forest, which has saturated plants, trees, and vibrant mushrooms. The Stormy Mountain, which has a delicate yet colorful landscape that features a euphoric cave. And last but not least, the Colorless City, which starts a bit gray, but as the player completes the puzzle, it restores itself back to vibrancy. Each realm took about 4 hours given the time constraints. Our team decided to include Evie to engage players to explore the entirety of the game. Evie guides players to each puzzle and provides hints so players are able to move forward. From jumping on mushrooms to doing a scavenger hunt in the city, Evie entertains players while they are exploring the realm. Our technical achievements include mesh deformation, which we used on Evie to properly animate her, and outline, which we utilized for the visibility on the puzzles as well as the keys. Our experience highlights Evie's road ahead on a unique journey back home throughout 3 beautiful realms. We made sure to make each realm interactive so players are able to enjoy their stay in Evie's universe.
Up next, we have Retro Racer by Vaporwave.
Welcome to Retro Racer, our Game Jam submission for RDC 2022. This game is all about speed and even more speed. Weave through obstacles and aim for the boost as you try your best to beat the other competitors. The action takes place on a procedurally generated racetrack in a sci-fi and vaporwave-inspired environment. We believe that our game satisfies all the criteria provided, as will be explained shortly. Firstly, for originality and creativity, we wanted to combine elements from several non-genres to create a fun and unique experience. Specifically, we took inspiration from both Infinite Runners and Street Racers. By utilizing snappy and linear movement controls, we stuck to the retro game feel. This, in combination with the 3D nature of the game visuals, creates an unconventional game feel. As for the visual design, our artistic goal for the game was to make the player feel transported into an alien vaporwave-like world. All of the designs for the buildings, the cars, and the environment were designed to match the vaporwave aesthetic. And by using neon materials, as well as a mainly purple and blue color palette, we really felt like we nailed the feel we wanted to convey. The use of a custom moon texture also worked like the cherry on top. The visual design of the vehicles is also important in conveying the futuristic nature of our design. Going into this, we knew that fun gameplay was the most important part of any game. Taking inspiration from old-fashioned racing games and infinite runner games, we delivered a game where no two races are exactly the same. With a practically infinite amount of possible track layouts, you will always feel challenged. A lot of the visual design of the game also plays into the fun factor. And by providing the player with sufficient feedback, every right move feels properly rewarded, likewise every mistake will feel properly punished. Our main technical achievement has to be our procedural track generation. By segmenting our track, we were able to assemble a unique track before every new race. Also, the car movement was programmed with custom physics in combination with Roblox's own constraints and physics system. When we heard the theme A Road Ahead, we started thinking in two different directions. Firstly, we thought about the theme in a literal sense, this being a literal road ahead of the player, making it perfect for a racing game. We also thought about the theme in a more abstract way. We felt that a sci-fi theme could align with the idea of a road ahead as a symbol of our future. All in all, this development journey has been exciting and educational, and we hope that you enjoyed hearing about our game as much as we enjoyed making it. Thank you.
And now we have Aftermath by Pixelbit UGC.
Aftermath is a game about a creature who's the last of its kind, struggling to survive and hoping for a better future. Seeds started raining from the sky one day across these barren wastelands. Planting these seeds could help bring this desert back to its former glory. It's up to you to find all the seeds before it's too late. Be careful though, monsters are lurking around every corner. Protect the seeds to make sure they don't fall into the hands of anyone with bad intentions. Using your bike's abilities, you need to collect 50 seeds that are hidden around the map. Some of them are easy to get, while others will require some thinking. You can use your boost ability to knock over boards. This can create a bridge to a new area. While your bike is great for getting around, you can also use it to solve puzzles. Using your charge ability here will allow you to control the crane to move obstacles out of the way. Once the obstacle is out of the way, you can go and collect the seeds that were hidden beneath. Some parts of the map are more dangerous than the rest. Falling into the swamp will cause you to slow down. Try and stay above the mud. The mud was made using custom terrain materials. The trees around the map use mesh deformation to sway in the wind. As well as the trees, all of the seeds you collect around the map use mesh deformation. The ears of the main character do as well. The faster you are going, the further back the ears deform in the wind. Slimes in the swamp also use mesh deformation. You only have 3 hearts, so make sure to be quick when monsters are nearby. Using highlights, if you take damage, you'll flash red. Once you collect all of the seeds, you unlock the boss area. The boss was made using live animations on a custom rig. By boosting into the bombs that it throws, you can damage the boss. Using highlights in the bombs, we can indicate how close they are to exploding. Make sure to boost into them before they go off, or you'll be the one taking damage. Overall, the game features PBR on dozens of objects, live animations on custom rigs, custom terrain materials, mesh deformation, custom characters, and highlights. We also have 2 fully original music tracks and a custom movement system. The future is in danger, and it's up to you to bring life back to the world and make the road ahead a little bit brighter. Thank you for your consideration.
All right, let's see what Scape by Team Jake is like.
Welcome to Scape, a narrative-driven adventure game set in an underground mining colony inaccessible to the outside world. With this year's theme of The Road Ahead, we created a game where the player, equipped with a high-tech mining drill, overcomes a number of obstacles in their journey to the surface. With the help of their trusty robot companion, players brave the elements and hostile robots to complete the game and earn their freedom.
Yeah, Jake!
I'm JJ Jakey, and I programmed on this project.
I'm Exoro, and I did 3D modeling, texturing, environments, concept art, and thumbnail graphics.
I'm Yasu Yoshida, and I did environment art and programming.
I'm Xerius, and I did environment art and level design.
And I'm the Ghost Runner. I did dialogue, voice acting, motion capture animations, sound design, and the soundtrack. At the beginning of the game, the player finds themselves amongst a gang of mining robots drilling for resources. In order to create a living and breathing environment for the player to explore, we tried to design the NPCs in a way that made the world feel more grounded and real. Each robot is a custom character, modeled from scratch and textured with full PBR materials, and we also recorded custom motion capture animations for the different types of mining robots to introduce more personality to the characters. Some of the robots are fully voiced to deliver the game's dialogue in a more engaging way.
Think we haven't tried already? It's impossible! I call it a pipe dream, but after 40 years, those are all I see when I close my eyes.
The story kicks off, and the game introduces new areas to explore as the player begins their ascent. We used sculpted models and new Roblox materials to sell the rocky landscape and maintain visual interest. To traverse the rough landscape, players are equipped with a high-powered drill that doubles as a tool to break through tough layers of rock, as well as a weapon to defend against corrupted mining drones. We also made use of volumetric audio and an original soundtrack to create a more immersive gameplay environment. Scape features 3 pieces of original music created within the 24-hour game jam period, all of which serve as background music for this video. The intro mining chant also features vocals recorded by members of the team. As the player nears the end of their adventure, they find a lift that they can use to escape, but right as they reach it, corrupted mining droids start closing in. The lift doors close, but the long-dead generator won't start. You can do nothing but watch as your companion uses the last of their power and sacrifices themselves to help you escape. With an accompanying score to heighten the drama, the player ascends into the light, victorious but alone. We hope you enjoy.
All right, and to take us home, our last finalist is Into the Blocks First by Late to the Party.
Into the Blocks First is our group's 2022 Game Jam submission. Into the Blocks First is a game about Roblox's progression as a platform. The player drives through snapshots of various popular Roblox games, past and present. The game is divided into 3 stages, which are supposed to approximate the periods of 2007 to 2012, 2012 to 2018, and 2018 to 2022. For each stage, we tried to pick some of the most popular games from the time period and capture a little bit of the gameplay. These snapshots range from using classic brick battle tools to the red light green light minigame from the recent Squid Game fad. For the Build-A-Boat and simulator levels, we even tried to capture a little bit of the user interface. Visually, we tried to approximate the style of each period, from the bricky, simple builds of the past to a cleaner, more modern aesthetic, including the cartoonish simulator style. We also wanted to demonstrate Roblox's improvements to the lighting system, which required teleporting the player to different places with the universe system, as lighting settings cannot be changed by scripts. As the levels evolve, so does the van the player drives. The first van is basically a chunky brick, while the second van is a 3D model. The final van is the same model, but uses Roblox's PBR texture system. We think it looks really great. Lastly, to enhance the gameplay even further, we added some funny dialogue. This part of the game was pretty rushed, but honestly, we think the Roblox game made by a middle schooler in 2011 sort of feel works well with our theme. The game ends with the obligatory boss fight, of course. The scene after this was supposed to be a beautiful shot of road leading off into the sunset with Roblox's lighting and terrain, but we ran out of time, so the player just gets kicked instead. Perhaps that's something to be added on the road ahead. We all had so much fun making this game over this 24-hour time period. Thank you so much for watching.
Let's give it up for our finalists. I hope you all agree there was some amazing ideas submitted this year, and we are very excited now to give out the awards. Up first, presenting excellence in visual arts, is product manager Alex Amarati.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Okay, hi everyone. I'm happy to announce that the winner for excellent in visual art is Aftermath by Pixelbit UGC. Right. It was a tough choice, but we chose Aftermath because of how alive the world felt for such a bleak environment. We were especially impressed by the use of mesh deformation and animations to bring all the characters in the world to life. We had a lot of fun playing this game, and congratulations.
Thank you, Alex. Now we're going to move on. We're going to present the outstanding use of Roblox tech. And here to present is Arseny.
All right. So the winner for outstanding use of Roblox tech is Journey of the Spirit by Team Whitesand. There's a few things that caught our eye. One is the game uses a lot of Roblox visual technology, both from years past, like terrain and some lighting elements, but also the current ones, highlights, some particle effects, and outlines. All of the technology elements are there. They are subtle, but they are really needed. If you remove one of them, the picture breaks. And also the way that the puzzles are done, that instead of placing things on this specific prescribed grid, you just place them somewhere in the world, and then the code figures out what to do with them, is really a lot of how we think Roblox should work. Congratulations to the team.
Thanks, Arseny. Up next, we have the award for Most Creative Gameplay, presented by Developer Relations' very own Ali Huynh.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Lauren. I'm here to present the winner for Most Creative Gameplay. And your winner is Halls by Deadlight Games. Halls has insanely innovative gameplay for, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, you guys. I'm so sorry. Has insanely innovative
crap out of
gameplay.
us.
I know, right? And I just want to say, I was insanely scared. I was so scared when playing it. It was a great spin for a horror game and typing, kind of educational. Awesome game. Congratulations to the winners.
Thank you so much, Ali. All right, this year's theme, as I mentioned, was the road ahead. And here presenting the award for the best use of theme is Matthew Dean.
So I am thrilled to be able to talk about our best use of theme winner, which is Into the Box Verse by Late to the Party. This experience took us on a journey through the different eras of Roblox, and many of you may recognize some of these games from your childhood, and if you're new to Roblox, it's a great tour, but we thought it really exemplified and brought to life just physically traversing and traveling through the time on the Roblox platform.
Thank you, Matthew. All right. moment you all have been waiting for. How long can I drag this out? The Best in Show category goes to, dun dun dun, The Odyssey of Mr. Road and Friends by Team Baguette. You all, this game, it really knocked our socks off. I played with Allie, who you met from DevRel. She's pretty new to the company, and I haven't spent a lot of time working with her, but it's co-op, and we had so much fun. It really delivered to multiplayer, playing with friends, having more fun playing with friends. I laughed so hard I cried. The puzzles were difficult, but not too difficult. They were really tuned nicely. Excellent job, Team Baguette. Well-deserved. But you don't have to take my word for it. You can play these games on Roblox today, so I recommend you do. Please, out of respect for our developers who put in the time and effort, pick up their games, give them a play. And that, I believe, wraps up our 7th annual RDC Game Jam. I hope you all enjoyed. For those who participated, thank you so much again. For those who voted, thank you. Y'all, a little housekeeping. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you. Tomorrow we have a full day of build and business tracks. Registration starts at 8 a.m. You probably wouldn't be here if you didn't have your badge, but just FYI. And the first sessions are scheduled at 9 a.m. We hope to see you at happy hour right after this from 3 to 6. I hope you'll join us. That's it. Thanks for coming.
town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. time.